What did you stick in
That
hole?
nail's not bad. I have an early piece. I did a whole exhibition of nails in wall. A lot of pieces, it takes something like that to remind me what I did. The hell did I do that?
This is a show in Antwerp, 1989. All white canvases.
These came from Amsterdam. I did it years ago there because I was making a triangle between the museum here and two galleries. So this was part of a three-part exhibition. This gallery had 2 rooms. And so the canvases went around the total room, and they were all related to each other wherever you stood. And they're just, this is called stark naked basic. Cotton canvas stretched over mostly plywood. And all I did was water them to make the stretcher tight.
Why did you left them unpainted?
Well, to absorb the public. So what I wanted these to go in unprotected, absorb an atmosphere, then treat them with rabbit skin glue, then have a collector buy them, leaving me the option to complete them. They'd never be individual canvases. They would all relate to a space, not a specific space, but to any space they were shown in. So they had to. They
had to absorb the influence of the public.
Well, I don't know the influence. The absorption doesn't necessarily influence you. I absorb a lot, you absorb a lot, and I hope I'm not too influenced by what I absorb, or I'd be, you know. So absorption is just it's a matter of it's a matter of geography, and it's a matter of chemistry.
Mental processes.
You know, well, I didn't get many mental processes during this exhibition. Most people wanted to know when I was going to paint them.
But still you had the idea, let them hang for some period, unpainted, shown to the public and under influence of whatever it was.
You know, I wanted to keep the options open. I didn't want an installation. I wanted the canvases to accumulate a history. And so that was just the beginning. And they did, because when I took them back to the studio, after a year it took me to get my works back from this gallery that shall remain unmentioned. I recycled it, I guess you'd say. That's the politically correct term. I didn't do that as part of the piece. The piece is lost, it's gone. So, and I'm sorry now when I see it that I wasn't able to, I mean, it's my own fault, I destroyed it. We're finished? Yep. Okay. Oh, we can keep talking.
You tried to break through.
No, I never tried to break through. I tried to break through, I wouldn't be living here. I try to avoid. I keep a nervousness. When I'm working, I'm not nervous. It's when I have to deal with the culture, and I know that then I'm giving them a commodity, and the only perception they have is people look at a thing, will the colors fit in my house? Will this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah. You know, that takes the soul out of you, and each artist handles it differently. And I can't keep handling it the way I did because I'm all the time making new works and trying to make old works that I've destroyed, and it gets too chaotic. And whenever I store a lot of work and I'm living amongst it, I get nervous because that's how I began as an artist. You have all these materials and you get trapped by them, huh? You have to take care of them all the time, and they become commodities, and I didn't want that.
Martin, your wooden structures, aren't there, in a way, paintings too? They are strong related to your paintings, I think.
Yeah, well, those things of what is a painting and what is not, I simply don't like a flat surface, and the only time I use a flat surface is with words, because that is the flattest image you can get, and the words are always specific to the space they're put into. So, yeah, I don't consider these sculptures or painting. I don't work in that way. In the same way, the back is the same as the front, essentially. I mean, if there's a bad piece of wood, I try to put it in the back, of course. But I mean, structurally, it's the exact same.
Do the wooden structures have a direction? Can you turn them upside down?
Most of these can function either horizontally or vertically. And when they're always put into an ensemble, or sometimes they hang alone, but they, at any moment they can be taken and put with others. And then they may hang vertically or horizontally. And sometimes they demand to be hung only a certain way. You see certain things, you know, because there are little things going on in them. You'll see the change from light to dark, a little thicker wood, a little thinner, etc.
The rhythms.
Yeah, that's only for the rhythm. That's the whole thing. It's that. Yeah, that's enough on that, huh? Yeah, that was good, huh?